what we've got planned. God's been putting so much on my heart, so I'm excited at the privilege to be able to share it with all of you. At the beginning of lockdown, God just gave me this incredible, I don't know what it was. He just spoke to me like he speaks, because he's alive and he's speaking all the time. He spoke to me and he said to me, one of the things that he wanted to do in this period of lockdown is to just build the love and unity within our family. And he wanted us to be really intentional about growing our relationships, about loving one another better, and just enjoying one another more. So this was really cool for me because I was like, great, I can do this, I can facilitate this in my home, let's go for it. Lord, give me a strategy. That's great to think, but how are we going to outwork this? How are we going to be intentional about growing our love for one another and growing our enjoyment of one another and just growing in unity? So God gave me the strategy of doing a 21-day challenge. Every day we had a different challenge. And it's been so cool. So we have a family of 6. There they are over there. So cool. And we drew names out of a hat, and we each got one person that we needed to be intentional about loving. So this love day or this love challenge, we focused on the tasks being aimed at that one person that God gave us, because drawing names out of a hat, God's involved in that, eh? So we all got one person. I got 2 people. Joshie and Brian were the names that I drew out of my hat, and so each task has been aimed at doing it to them. We had to make them a cup of tea. I didn't make a cup of tea for Joshie, but I made a cup of tea for Brian. It's not about the cup of tea, but it's about learning and practicing serving one another and considering other people before we consider ourselves. So it's just a heart shift, and it's a tool to help us shift our hearts. You can do the same thing. If you want to join the challenge, message me, and I send out the challenges to a few people, and I'll just add you to the list, and you can start at day 12 or wherever we are. It's a great tool for just learning to love the people that God has given us. And that is so important, because our families are the training ground for the world, guys. If we can't love our families, how can we love the world? And it's something that challenges me all the time. I love these people behind me, but sometimes they drive me crazy. And if I can't be patient and kind and generous and gracious with them, how am I going to do that in the world? Well, I'm not going to be able to. So sometimes we can become quite content with not so great relationships within our home. But I would say to you that that is not God's heart for your family. Be intentional. Be intentional about growing the unity and about growing the love, because it's the training ground for the world. Our families are full of people that are different to ourselves, and that's so wonderful, because then we can learn from those people, and we can learn how to interact with people that are different to us, and how to overcome challenges, and how to be kind, and how to see things from a different perspective. So it's so cool, and it's been so much fun and so fruitful. So I wanted to invite you to join today's challenge that we're going to be doing. And it involves paint or cookies, depending on what you've got available at home. So we take our hands. If you don't have paint, that's totally fine. You can do an outline of your hand on a piece of paper, not in the air. And you can color in your hand, or you can paint your hand and do a handprint on a piece of paper. And then you're going to choose one person in your family, one person. Ask God who it should be. Maybe it's one person that you struggle to love, or maybe it's one person that just recently you've been very frustrated with, or maybe it's your parents, or maybe it's your child parents, because we need to be doing this too. This isn't just for kids. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your hand, and for each finger, we've got 5 on one hand, you're going to write down something that you love about that person. So you can, and then it's good for our hearts, because sometimes we struggle to see the good. We become so consumed with how they frustrate us so much, or how they're so annoying, and we forget how wonderful they are. And these are people, these are God's children within our family. Yes, maybe they are slightly frustrating, but there's so much beauty in them as well. So let's train our eyes to see it. So then you write down 5 things. At the end, you've got 5 different things, guys, that you love about that person. And then you can choose to just keep it to remind yourself. So when you're feeling frustrated with them, you go and look at that piece of paper. Oh yeah, and then you can still add other things to it. They are really kind. They are really generous. They're really funny. I have so much fun with them. And you can just remind yourself, or you can give it to that person and say, this is what I love about you. And it's a beautiful moment to just say, thank you. Thank you for being you. You are incredible. You are awesome. You are a gift to me from God, because they are. And you can share it with them. So I'm really excited, guys. I'm excited for us to be growing in our love for one another. I'm excited for us to be growing in our ability to love people, because love is on God's heart. God is love. So if we can't love, can we call ourselves Christians? I don't know. So let us always be fighting to grow in our love for one another. I hope you enjoy the activity. I hope that God uses it to challenge you and to bless you. Awesome.